Hello wonderful people, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are making this dress. Okay, this is my pattern paper. The first thing I'm going to do is to use my tape and mark out 6 inches, which is my chest line. Now I'm going to go ahead and take all my body measurement from that 6 inches, my bust, my under bust, and also my waist, and then I'll go ahead and extend the lines. So I'm going to go ahead and label all the lines. The next thing I'm going to do is to mark my body measurements. This is my chest, and I'm going to mark 10 inches, which is the same thing with my bust. Okay, 10 inches. That is my circumference, my bust circumference divided by 4. And then I also mark my under bust and my waist. After that, I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is our bust span. So I went ahead to mark it on the chest, on the bust, on the under bust, and also on the waist. Then I went ahead to rule the line. Then from the under bust, I went out by 1.5 inch, and then from the side of the under bust, I went out by 2.5 inch. I repeated the same thing on the waist, and then went ahead to connect them. And then from the bust line, I came down by 0.5 inch. Right now, I'm going to use my ruler to connect it from the bust, from the under bust to the 0.5 inch. I came down from the bust line and then connect this side as well. You can see how I place my ruler. And on the chest line, I'm going to go out by 0.5 inch on the both that leg and connect it from the bust line to the chest line. Right now, I'm going to replace my dart intake. You can see all the dots on the sides. All those dots are our body measurement. Remember, we had already marked our body measurement. So from those dots, I'm going to be replacing my dart intakes. I also repeated the same thing on the chest line and also on the bust line. I'll go ahead and connect all the lines. Connect all the dots, sorry. So right now I'm going to mark my side dart. My side dart is 1.5 inch, which is my front and back half length. Okay, your front and back half length are not the same, so the difference is always 1.5 or 2.5. My own is 1.5 inch, so I went ahead to mark it and connect it back to the bust line, the dart bust line. So this is the armhole. I'm trying to connect this armhole here, but you can leave your own straight. Even after marking my own, I kind of regretted it. Okay, please, you can leave your own straight. Even if you are going to do your own the same thing, make sure you blend this area that is pointing out. So after that, I went ahead to cut all the areas that I do not need, and also cut my side dart as well and close it. So after closing my side dart, I noticed that one side is shorting, so I replace it with a paper. Okay, you can do the same if your own is shorting. So this is it after cutting the front. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it on the fabric. The fabric I'm going to use here is shade, is already used. You can see the button. Okay, so I place my pattern paper, leaving this area, the center, which is where the buttons are. So I left it and then cut all this area, leaving 0.5 inch on the upper part and also on the side, which I will use to join this side together. So I repeated the same thing on this particular one I'm cutting, which is the side. So after cutting this, I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut the back. I made a notch under this bust line on the chest line. So this is the back. I'm going to use the front for the back. So I just removed this thing that bulged out and also repeated the same thing on the side. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut those places. I've cut out this center. You can see how it's looking straight right now. You know, our back doesn't have zipper. So if you're working on these clothes, make sure your zipper is going to be on the side. Okay? So remember, we use our front to cut out the back. So we are going to remove that 1.5 inch, which is our side dart, our front side dart. Okay, and that was the difference between the front and back half length. So you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm going to remove it from the down part, but I'm going to be cutting out 1 inch because we are using half an inch for the joining of the down part. Okay, so you can see I've already wrote a line and I've gone ahead to cut, leaving half an inch. You can see it. So this is the front after cutting it on the fabric, and this is the back. And this area, this armhole, please, you can leave your own straight. You can see how this place is bulging out. And before joining all the pieces together, you are going to cut out another fabric, which is going to be your full length times 2 or 3 if you want it to be very full. This is my own. The width is about 5 inches. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to fold it into 2. Remember the 6 inches we marked out on the chest line when we are marking our body measurement. That was what I did here, and then went ahead to fold that area. After folding it, go ahead and insert your elastic. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my elastic there. So after inserting my elastic, I went to my sewing machine and held those places. Okay, so right now I'm going to place it on this center. You can see where the elastic stopped. You place it there, make sure it's facing each other. The front and front is facing each other. Then go ahead and pleat it on this area, and then bring in your front side and place it this way, facing each other as well. And then go ahead and sew it from the upper part to the length of this top, which is the half length. You can see this is the back. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the back by facing it this way. The same thing that was done on the front. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the back, and this is it. And after doing that, joining all these areas, the next thing is for you to join the down parts, pleat the down parts, although I don't have enough fabric, so I didn't do that part. And the last thing is to add your zipper, which is side zipper. It's going to be a side zipper. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.